Hello, this is a review of the Tokina ATX Pro DX for Canon DSLRs, crop sensor cameras. This is the 12 to 24 millimeter f4 Mark II version of the lens. It's an aspherical lens, so it's not a fisheye, and it's made in Japan. The reason I bought this lens is because I wanted some extra reach over the kit lens. The kit lens is 18 to 55 millimeter, as well as I wanted constant aperture. I stuck with the f4 instead of the f2.8 in the 11 to 16 because the price was about $200 cheaper, and that made more of a difference to me than anything else. And I really wanted a wide angle lens, so I've been shooting with this lens for about a week now, and I have to say that I'm very pleased with the output that it's been giving me. May not be the sharpest lens, but it's very nicely built. The optics are not bad at all for such a big lens, and the price as well. As well as it comes with a lens hood, like the pinch cap, and all the bells and whistles. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about the fine-tunings of this lens. Okay, so you can see here, this is the exterior of the lens, or the anterior, I guess. You can see as I'm zooming in, it goes in and out like that. Yet, the front portion of the lens does not extend from the front. It stays within there. That's pretty nice because you know you're not going to be banging your lens on anything. Most wide-angle lenses might have, or not most, but some might have the element actually sticking out of the front. This one, the front lens element won't actually stick out of the front, so you won't have as much of a chance of scratching it. This lens also has what they call a clutch focus mechanism. So what that means is this is the focus ring right here. If I'm going to zoom, or if I want to change to autofocus, I press this in like that. If I want to change back to manual, pull it down like that. Some people have expressed their displeasure with this aspect, but I think that it's actually quite handy. I shoot quite often in the dark, and I like this as opposed to fumbling for a switch on the side of the lens. The other thing is one reason that I chose this over other lenses because it has a nice zoom range. It goes from 12 millimeter to 24 millimeter, which is a little wider than its competition in the same price range. Or not wider, I guess, but a little more zoom range than some of its competition. If you wanted to get the Canon 10 to 22 millimeter equivalent type lens to this, you'd be paying double the price. So that's one definite reason to get this one. Another one is it's made out of solid metal, and there is some plastic on it, but it doesn't feel like poorly constructed piece of crap, you know, like you might find with some other Canon lenses like the 51.8. This thing it feels like a tool rather than a toy, you know, that you might find with some of the other lenses like the kit lens. Later on I'm going to be showing you the difference between the 18 millimeter range of the kit lens and the 12 millimeter range of the Tokina lens, to show you how much reach you can get over top of it. As well as I want to show you what it's like to have a constant aperture of f4 as opposed to a variable aperture like a 3.5 to 5.6. I also want to show you a little bit of what the lens flare looks like, and hopefully that can sway you in one direction or not. But all in all, I've really been enjoying using this lens, and I don't regret buying it. Okay, so this is the Tokina lens outside. It's currently at 18 millimeters. So this would be the extent of what you could get with a kit lens. And let's just see what happens when we zoom out to 12 millimeters. So that's the extra range you would get over the kit lens. You can see it's quite a bit larger. I'm going to zoom back to 18. There it is at 18 again. And now back out to 12. And you can also see how the aperture isn't stopping down as I'm zooming in, and that's because of the constant f4 aperture. I'm going to zoom into 24 millimeters to show you the extent of the narrow end of this lens. So that's 24 millimeters, and then back to 18, and then back to 12. Next, I'd like to show you some flare. There's the sun right there. We've got some flare. This is without the lens hood. So let's try it with the lens. Okay, this is with the lens hood on. You see there's less diagonal flare. You can also see there's a nice sort of how the lines sort of meet in the middle. You can see the little bit of distortion on the corners there as well. Alright, thanks for watching my review. I hope it was informative and it maybe will help you make a decision if you're looking for an ultra-wide-angle lens. If you have any questions or comments or anything you'd like to say, please feel free to ask. I'm always happy to help you out. Please leave a comment below or like if you enjoyed this video. See you later.